All right, guys. So the next project we're going to do is a movie scene. The requirements, if you go on the Scratch page, all the way at the bottom, um, basically here's what we're going to do. You're creating a movie scene. It could be an advertisement or a sports scene or a video game or anything you want. It doesn't necessarily have to be a movie scene, but just some kind of scene. You need to have sprites move, make a noise, change colors. You need to create a sprite. Have them use speech bubbles, make some kind of sounds, have a soundtrack, switching between costumes, and have at least one backdrop. So I'll give you guys a couple examples. The first thing we can look at is how to work the sprites. So here's the most basic sprite. Most of you guys use this for the shapes. If you want to add new sprites, this is where you do that. So they have a library of a bunch of different people we can kind of pick out. So maybe say we like this one, that'll add her in. She also has, a lot of these have kind of pre-built costumes that you can use for, maybe you can switch between these two to kind of have her talk. You could also paint your own. So you can maybe make something. I'm sure you guys can do something much better than this, but just make like a little person. I've had people make their own animations that came out really great. So depending on how artistic you are, that might be something you want to try. You could also upload your own with this little button here if you want to go find an image somewhere where you have something already and you want to upload it. There's some really good sprites with a bunch of animations kind of similar to this one, but even more for walking and things like that. If you want to add extra costumes, you do that here. So you could paint another costume and then have them doing something like this maybe. So now, I don't know, that could be like a dance move or going up for a dunk in basketball or whatever you want it to be. So that's adding costumes. Sounds, if you go over one more tab here, same thing. They have their own library of sounds you can look at. You can record your own with the microphone. You could also find them online somewhere and upload them, or if you have your own music or something, you could upload that. For walking and animation, that's the next thing. You can hide these guys just by clicking hide here. You can also go to looks and drag out a hide block and click that to have them disappear. For walking or some kind of animation, the little cat has already two costumes built in for walking. So like at the beginning of the program, we could have him, let me go back to the beginning of the screen, make sure that he's showing, repeat a bunch of times because we're gonna have him walk. Switch costumes to have him walk, have him move over a little bit. And so if we do it like this, he's just going to kind of go way faster than we want him to. If you put a wait in here for just a kind of small amount of time, it depends on how fast you want him to move. I might want him a little faster than that. So that kind of will have him walk rather. So when you're having your sprites interact, you might, once he gets to here, you might want to have him say something to Abby maybe. So we can use messages. So you could broadcast a message and we'll say like, done walking. Maybe we'll have him say something there too, like, I walked, and then we'll have him say done walking. And then for Abby, we want to have her hide at the beginning. Where is she right now? Okay. Hide at the beginning. Then when she receives done walking, when I receive done walking, then we can have her show up, and we can use maybe thought bubbles this time. So he walks over, then he broadcasts the message after he says he walks. Abby shows up, and she said, "Thanks, so good for you." I wanted to show you some of the animations that someone else did. This one was pretty good. I like this one because they drew all their sprites themselves. If you look at the little Indiana Jones guy, they drew all these animations and it came out pretty great. So if we just play this, we got the background track in there. You can see it scrolling through. And here's what, wait for this music. Here's kind of what the switching through the costumes look like. You can use the next costume if you're going looping through all the costumes in order. Since her sprite was doing different things, she came up with her own switching of costumes. So feel free. It doesn't necessarily, this is obviously one of the better ones, but feel free to use pre-made sprites, but have it do a little bit of animation. You can have them dance. Okay, so next thing, maybe backgrounds. So backgrounds you can add over here. Again, you can draw your own, upload one, or choose from theirs. So maybe you want to have them on basketball court. Give it a second to load here. So now you can move them so maybe they can play a game of basketball. Maybe we can bring this guy back in and have him do a dunk or something. And then the last thing I wanted to show you guys is submitting these. To submit these, you can either, I'm not signed in, so I can't share, but up here, there's a gray button that says share. You can share it to make it public, and then email me this link, copy and paste it, and put it in an email to me. The second thing you can do is file, download to your computer, and that'll give you the Scratchbook file itself. So it's Scratchbook 2 for Scratch. You can just save that file and send that to me as an attachment. Also, that's fine. I think that should give you an idea. Feel free. I shared this document with most of you. You can get to it here. Just copy and paste this, and you can take a look at all of these from this class. Were pretty good examples, and that should give you an idea. So have fun and just ask me if you need help.